Hi, this is Itai, and today I want to talk to you about what to do when your claim gets denied. Well, there's a few options. First option is you just take it and leave it. That's obviously not what you're going to do. Are you really going to settle for that retail bid? The other option is to fight it, and there's a string of ways to do it. So, one way is to simply ask for a reinspection with a new adjuster. You get a fresh set of eyes on the claim, and that person that they sent out might look at your damaged property differently. They may assess it differently. They might even notice some damage that didn't exist before. So, um, that's one way. And for me, that method actually resulted in one of the greatest turnarounds that I ever had. I was handed a claim that was a zero sum claim because a homeowner had just like a few repairs, but they also had a $5,000 deductible, and the deductible covered the $3,000 of damages that were on the estimate. But when I stepped in and helped out my client, we called out a new adjuster, and by the time he was done assessing the damages on the property, we had an entire roof replaced. And it was a pretty big roof. So the claim went from zero to 40,000 at that point. And then from that kind of just opened up a whole can of worms. Then we had solar panels, there was a pool, um, siding, gutters, and a cupola, which is like a gazebo. By the time I was done with this claim, I had helped this homeowner get $103,000 settlement from his insurance company. So we went from zero to 103,000 simply by calling up the carrier and getting a new adjuster to come out. Now, a second way to get a claim overturned, and this works if if there's repairability. If the carrier comes out and says, "Oh, you have one shingle that needs to be replaced," even for one shingle. All right, this works sometimes. You need to have at least one damaged roofing shingle that needs to be replaced. If that product is no longer made and no longer available, then there's not a reasonable way in which it can be obtained. So it's called disco. It's discontinued. There are a number of companies out there that compete with each other, and I'm going to leave their names out of this video just for the sake of not leaning towards one way or the other, but just citing that these companies do exist. That if you mail them a piece of a shingle, they will run it through their labs and they will tell you exactly what it is. And they will tell you if that product is still available, where you could reasonably find it. ABC, Lowe's, Home Depot, Beacon, just wherever. They'll tell you if you could find it at any of these like big carriers. Now, the thing about going through um, the disco test is this too. There is some extra money that is left on the table. Obviously, you have to pull a shingle off of the roof, and if you're doing that, the property is exposed for damage. So you need to cover that up as a safety precaution, right? Your time is money. Getting on that roof, like you don't get on a roof for free. It's cost at least a couple $100 to get on a roof. So you are able to invoice the company for that. You are able to invoice the carrier um, for the cost of the lab test, right? You're able to get these extra fees recuperated, and and then if you were spot on, if it is a discontinued shingle, then Boom, you just earned yourself earned your client a full roof replacement. So that's the second way. The third way, the third method is my favorite and my most commonly used method. And this is the brittle test. Now, every carrier has a different burden of proof for a brittle test. The ones with the highest burden might require you to like actually do a video and of an attempted repair. But for the most part, I've actually been able to get away with emulating or like simulating the repairs. I just get up on the roof um, with like my hammer and a crowbar and lift up the loose shingles, put my hammer under like where the nails are. I show before and after pictures of like before I lifted and after I lifted. And if that left a mark on the shingles. Basically, are there any like granulars that are falling off? So, like if you have this shingle here, then you need that's like damaged. You need to lift the one above it in order to get into the nails on the shingle below it. So is that shingle above being damaged? Well, if it is, you're gonna have to replace that one. So you're gonna have to go to the one above that one. Well, is that one being damaged? And so on and so on and so on. So the whole brittle test just proves that, well, you're doing more damage to the roof by attempting to repair it. And in conclusion, the best way to go about treating this property is to get a full replacement. So the brittle test is is fantastic. I know people could take it to extremes by like actually doing the entire repair. Like if a carrier says there are 20 damaged shingles on the roof, then you could like go up there and replace all 20 of them, and then just show that like the property is damaged, right? That there was more damage caused by that, and and that way you like get paid for the repair, and then in the future you also get the replacement costs. I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of like proceeding ethically and minimizing the damages for everyone, right? And that includes the insurance carriers, even if they're coming on strong. So, again, I just minimize it. I'll just show like a couple of shingles that are being damaged in the process. I, gently attempted a repair. I didn't go all out on this thing. I'm not trying to like pick up any extra funds. Not trying to do any additional work or create any additional problems. Let's just leave this simple, pure, and smooth. In the end of the day, everybody is a winner out of a full replacement where a brittle test fails. The way I see it, the homeowners have a better roof over their heads, so their most valuable assets, their family, is protected. The insurance companies, the carriers, they get a new customer, right? Up until this point, the people that are paying their monthly premiums are their clients. You have to cater to them, they have wants, needs, and so forth. But the breaking point is really when a claim is filed. How are you going to treat these clients? And at this point, well, you have a major repair that occurs like this. And once the repair is done, once the repair is complete, these clients become customers, meaning they're not going to like interact with the insurance company ever again, like except for giving them monthly payments. They're like, unless they get sideswept by like a hurricane or an earthquake or something that's like absolutely crazy, they're not going to like ever file another claim with their insurance carrier. So all their carrier is doing the rest of the way, now that they've shown them that they've done a good job, is they're just picking up money from their customers the rest of the way. Last but not least, you have the builder, the contractor, the roofing company, however you wish to subsidize that entity. Um, that person gets a paycheck. That entity gets a paycheck. So everybody walks away a winner from that. So now that I've expressed how to overcome some of these obstacles in the roofing space, I hope you're able to take this with you wherever you are, wherever you're working out there, and apply this. Don't be disenchanted when a claim gets denied, even if it's from a company that's notorious for denying claims. Keep your heart in it, right? Like your clients signed a contract with you. Don't just walk away from them. All right, give them their all. They deserve your best. And if it takes a piece away from you, we'll find a way to get that piece back. But just don't walk away from them. All right? You owe your clients everything that you can do. Right? You got to be there when it's easy. You got to be there when it's difficult too, because we're all doing this out of love. If you're doing this for a paycheck, you're in the wrong space. Anyway, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, theories, algorithms, equations, books, quotes, and so on, you could always drop me an email at Itai Bronshtein at gmail.com. So thank you for looking. Cheers.